Welcome to the Moug and Angie Mornings podcast, where we have taken all the best parts from today's show and put it all in one spot.
This is Moug and Angie Mornings. Mix 106. Mix 106.
I wake up to it.
The Treasure Valley's favorite new morning show.
No one better.
Moug and Angie Mornings is on now.
I love it. Woo!
All right. It's not pretty out there, I'll tell you that.
It was rough driving into work. And what's that street when we're coming into work on Myrtle, the street light before Capitol? I don't know what it's called, but it was not turning green. And it was like really backed up, and everyone in front of me decided, all right, I guess we're, as a group, going to run this red light.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because downtown Boise, especially when you get off the connector, is very much on a grid system where the lights just turn green at one after the other. And so you always, anyway, without crazy rain, find yourself slow down, but you're like pretty sure it's going to turn green, and then you go slow down, but you're like, I don't really have to slow down, and then sometimes you're like, oh, it's not turning green.
That we watched every light after this light turn green in succession, and ours just stayed red, and everyone was like, we're going to do this, yeah? All right. And we all just collectively ran the red light.
It's like synchronized swimming.
Yeah.
You know what else is like synchronized swimming? When you're in like a weird parking lot, and you with no like communication with another person will do like some weird spiral. You go in a different direction, angle around each other, and work it out.
Yeah.
Man.
Driving.
Yeah, driving.
Driving and weather. And driving and weather.
Driving as human.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Well, look, so it's Monday. We are a week away from yesterday being Halloween.
Yes.
What a confusing way to present that.
Yes.
So 6 days away from Halloween, essentially. So
exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. So lots to get to today, of course. Coming up, we have the
Dirty Pop
Quiz. Right now, we're going to start with Miss Olivia Rodrigo. Good for you. It's Mix 106.
Mix 106. This is Moug and Angie Mornings.
I love it.
Here's Angie with the tea.
Ed Sheeran has tested positive for COVID-19 at like the worst possible time. His new album is coming out on Friday, and he had all this, press stuff that he was going to do lined up, and he was also set to perform on SNL this weekend. He said he was going to do as much as he can virtually from home, but there still hasn't been any word on what's going to happen with the SNL situation. I mean, I guess they could do it virtually, but
that's not cool.
Yeah, that's not cool. I imagine they're going to replace him and then have him come back the next week or something.
Yeah, or they could just put him in a bubble, like a literal bubble, and roll him out on stage, let him perform from the bubble, and not get anybody sick.
Gosh, but that is the worst timing.
Yeah.
I mean, no one ever wants to get COVID.
The
but
week your album comes out.
Yeah, the most important. That's like getting COVID like right before your wedding or something.
Yeah. Oh, bummer.
Poor guy. Ryan Gosling is going to be the Ken to Margot Robbie's Barbie in the live action Barbie movie. So Warner Brothers is doing a live action Barbie movie. Margot Robbie was already signed on, and now Ryan Gosling is in his final negotiations. This is like the hottest on-screen couple since ever.
Yeah.
I can't think of a hotter on-screen couple. I don't even care what the movie is about. Although, if I were writing this movie, it would be like Ken feeling insecure that Barbie just keeps having like all these different careers, and he doesn't have anything.
Oh, I thought he was insecure because he was just flat down there.
That doesn't help.
No.
And she's going to be a doctor now. She was already a pilot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, she's had some careers, that
Yeah,
Barbie.
she really has. Good for her. And what does Ken ever do? We don't even know what Ken
Since I
does.
was 5 years old, it's been all
His-
about
I don't
What
know
is
what's
this?
happening.
about running.
What is this?
Some sort of video has interjected itself, and
From
it's chaos.
where? Oh, that was my computer. Well, I'm very sorry.
Now we know.
Now we know. I'm sorry that happened. George Lopez is returning to TV with a sitcom called Lopez versus Lopez. NBC has ordered a pilot for it. So it's going to be George Lopez and his actual daughter in real life. Mayan is her name.
Okay.
And it's a sitcom, a working class family comedy about dysfunction, reconnection, and all the pain and joy in between. Listen, I love George Lopez. Well, I love the George Lopez show, but I loved it because of his mom in the show, Benny.
Oh.
She was the worst mom I've ever seen. And she always made me feel good about my mothering skills because, gosh, she's like a TV villain mom, I think.
Who's the woman who plays his wife in George Lopez?
Oh, Constance Marie.
Yeah, can she be in this? I like Constance Marie.
Yeah, you know what? My husband never has celebrity crushes ever, except for Constance Marie.
She was also in my guilty pleasure show of all guilty pleasure shows, Switched at Birth.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
She was one of the moms in that show. And
you know what's so funny is she also played in the movie Selena. She played Jennifer Lopez's mom, and they're only like 6 years apart.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. But isn't the old Golden Girls mom like the same age as all the rest of the Golden Girls, too?
Oh, yeah. She was younger, I think.
Yeah. Younger?
Yeah.
How about it? Imagine that if they're like, well, yeah, you're younger, but you could play the really old character.
Oh, that would make me feel sad.
Yeah.
I'm Angie Morales, and that's the tea brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Mix 106.
I wake up to it.
The Treasure Valley's favorite new morning show.
No one better.
Are you ready for it? Moug and Angie Mornings is on now.
I love it.
All right. Happy Monday. And, man, it's a rainy day out there. It's okay you don't have to necessarily ride the brakes. You could just take your foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah.
And then watch carefully. Maybe this isn't the morning you check sports scores on your commute.
Yeah, listen, don't play Fast and Furious in the rain, okay?
Yeah.
Hydroplaning is not cool.
No, it's a very rainy morning here in the Treasure Valley. At least, yeah, it's still raining. It definitely, when we rolled through at 4 something.
Yeah.
Or whatever that was that we came through, 5 something, I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I was driving down the freeway, and it was like a mess. Like, there was a lot of spots where I couldn't really see very well, and people are zooming by me. I was like, this is chaos.
Yeah, my astigmatism was not serving me
I
well.
know,
Oh,
I know.
gosh, it was a nightmare.
I could have been in 4 lanes at once. It was rough.
I was like, is this where the lane starts to curve? Let's hope.
Yeah. Is this the connector? Let's hope it connects. So listen, drive safely out there this morning. Just leave the radio on. You don't need to mess with your phone.
Yeah.
And we'll do our best to entertain you. Coming up in about an hour, we got a chance for a real Treasure Valley local to win $1,000 when we do the
Dirty Pop Quiz.
Up next, I got 2 feel-good stories. Since it's a stressful morning, I'm going to load you up with 2 nice, actual feel-good stories.
Moug, thanks.
And I only do this if they're like legit. If I
Yeah.
think I feel better by listening to this story.
Okay, cool.
And that's the case, which we'll get to coming up next. The Kid Leroy. So without you, it's Mix 106.
Mix 106. Moug and Angie Mornings. Here's Moug's good to start the day.
All right, I'm going to make you feel warm and fuzzy inside, or you get your money back today.
Oh, okay.
How about that? Let's start with New Zealand. Maybe you heard the story, maybe you haven't. I'd seen this pop up online, but I didn't hear the audio of the 111 call. In New Zealand, when you have an emergency, you don't call 911, you call 111.
Oh, the more you know.
Bum, bum, bum. And this kid wanted to call the emergency. Well, basically, he wanted to get a hold of the police and tell them about his toys and invite them to play with his cool toys.
Hello.
Snake lady.
Yes, what's going on?
Can I tell you something?
You can tell me something.
I got some toys for you.
You got some toys for me.
Yep.
Here comes the dad.
Hello?
Hi there. We've received a 111 call. I'm guessing it was a mistake, child making a mistake there.
Yeah, he's acting off with his mother's phone.
Oh, bless him. So just confirming there's no emergency at all.
No, there's
There's not an emergency, but I love that the parent has a little bit of guilt and explains that he was like,
not.
Awesome.
I was fixing the other child's
No
bag.
problem at all. He was
I was fixing the other child, something that doesn't sound like complete and total neglect.
just talking about his toys. That's no problem at all. You guys have a good rest of your day.
Okay, and then she so she's the 911 operator, and
Yeah.
she hits up the dispatchers, I guess the police.
Comms calls for any unit free to head to. There is a 4-year-old there who is wanting
Oh,
to
that
show
must have been like they censored out the address.
Oh, smart.
Yeah. I'm like, why is there birds tweeting?
the police their toys. Over.
So she's
A 4-year-old there who is wanting to show police their toys. Over.
Yeah, I'll tend to.
Roger, thank you.
So they went to the house.
They're like, fine.
They're like, it's New Zealand. We got nothing else to do. They went to the house, and the kid showed them their toys, and they took pictures with the police, the kid, the toys. It
This
was a
is
magical
so
day.
cute.
Yeah.
That kid will remember that for the rest of his life.
For sure. I remember when I called 911 as a kid, and they showed up.
Why did you do that?
Because I was like, I couldn't resist.
Oh, you didn't even have cool toys to show?
No.
Wow.
I called and hung up, I think is what it was.
Oh.
And then they showed up at the house, and I was like pouty and like, oops, sorry. And they were like, so you don't do what you just did. You're wasting the police's time. And I was like, oh, but I like the police. And they're like, oh, well, we don't like you. And that's how it went.
That's the difference between here and New Zealand.
Yeah. So there's feel good story number one. Feel good story number two is this wild turn of events where there's a 15-year-old kid in Modesto, California, who is obsessed with football, and he plays football, though he is blind.
What?
Yeah, he had some sort of retinal cancer when he was like 6 or 7, lost all vision, and still plays football, loves football.
Wow.
Anyway, he's so in tune with the team that he was able to make the winning touchdown at their high school game.
Oh, that really made me want to cry.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And he says, look, I don't know how far this is going to go for me, but I'm going to try hard and see how this,
Wow. I mean, because he can, feel the vibrations of
I
feet
think my understanding is that the rest of your senses kind of
heighten, yeah.
Yeah, heighten and kind of take over as they need to. So, I mean, obviously he can hear real well, and there's other sort of sensing that he can do, but he wants to be a football quarterback, and he's like, you know what? Let's see how far this career goes.
He wants to be a quarterback?
He is the quarterback. Yeah.
He is the quarterback.
No, you know what? I'm not entirely sure now that I think about it.
Because if he made the game-winning touchdown, he probably ran it in. I don't know.
Because I thought I read that he was the quarterback, but I also saw that he made a touchdown. So I don't know exactly what his position is, but
well, whatever. It's amazing. I have, not the best vision, but I definitely couldn't play football.
Oh no, when I was in middle school, there was this kid who was so serious about football, and he went on to play in high school and stuff. He didn't go on beyond that, but he was so passionate and serious about football that my lack of ability made him cry in our PE football.
What?
Yeah, he was so upset, and I was like, I don't even know which way to run, and he was like, we're gonna lose, and it's your fault. And he was sobbing at my lack of athleticism. Yeah. Mix 106, Boise's best mix. It's Moug and Angie mornings, and they say a hero can save us. They say it takes a village to raise a child, because sometimes the parents won't.
My hometown hero, Moug.
Oh,
I had gone to the Maverick right there on 10 Mile and U-Stick, so I could pick up some lotto scratchers and
You're
cigarettes.
a real maverick.
Some lotto scratchers and cigarettes for my husband, because, we keep it classy in my household. And when I was walking out, I see this little boy. Maybe he was like 4 years old, if I had to guess. And he had bright blonde hair, and he's wearing a little camo shirt, and he had these sparkling blue eyes, and he was just pouting.
Oh.
He looked really sad. And so I went up to him. I couldn't just leave him. He was there standing all alone.
Standing at the gas station?
Yes, right in front. And it was drizzling outside. So I thought, I need to ask him where his mom is.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, are you okay? And he said, I can't find my mom.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. So I went with him. We went back inside the store, and I was like, is your mom in here? And we went through all the aisles, and she wasn't there. And we went back outside, and I was like, well, what car does your mom drive? And he said, big gray truck. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm looking at all of the pumps, and there's no gray trucks. There's plenty of trucks, but none of them are gray. And so I'm thinking, did this mom just leave her kid at a gas station and that's it? Now this is life for him? So I walk around the corner. If you walk around the corner of the Maverick, there's a nail place, the nail place that I go to actually, and a liquor store, also a place I go to. And I see this big, lifted gray truck parked in front of the liquor store, and the little boy goes, "That's my truck. That's my truck."
Oh, that's
and
his
so
truck.
I was like, "Oh, okay." So I go, and there's no one in the truck, so clearly
They're
his
inside.
parent is inside. Yeah. So I'm waiting I couldn't go into the
Liquor
liquor
store
store
with
with
the
the
child.
kid, and also I wasn't going to leave him outside. So I'm just waiting by the truck, and I'm looking at it, and boy, this truck, it had all these bumper stickers on it. It had "Silly boys, trucks are for girls. Badass women drive badass trucks. Real women drive their own trucks." Like,
Real women drive their own trucks. Okay.
yeah, but do they keep track of their children? Because clearly not. So I'm waiting. She walks out. The kid's eyes light up, so I know it's her. She's walking towards the truck. She looks at me and she just goes, "Oh, thank you." As though it's not strange that A, you weren't with your child, and B, some strange woman is standing with him.
Yeah.
It was so
And
weird.
he was a parking lot away.
And he was a parking lot away. And I was like, oh, yeah, he couldn't find you. And she said, "I told him to stay inside the gas station." You can't tell your 4-year-old, "Hey, stay inside the gas station while I go get liquor."
You need to do what my mom did and leave me in the car and say, "Don't touch anything."
Oh, yeah. See, that would be the move. My dad used to do that for us. He'd say, "Don't touch anything," except I hit the car in neutral and the car backed down the hill.
That's exactly what he was talking about.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't know what else to do or say. She just seemed so nice. She just seemed really flighty is what it was. I don't think she's a terrible mom or anything.
She just told the kid,
She
"Stay
just
here
said,
at the gas
"Stay here
station."
at the gas station." She took longer than she wanted to, but he seemed happy to be reunited with her. And yeah, but at the very least, I didn't leave him out in the rain by himself in front of a gas station.
Yeah.
I did my part.
You did a very kind thing. You're a hero. And the lesson here, parents, leave your kids in the car with it on.
With it on and the windows cracked.
Yeah.
Like you would do for your dog.
Yeah.
Don't take this advice.
Don't leave them in the gas station. Let's say hello to Chase in Adrian, Oregon, listening this morning. What's up, Chase? How are you?
I'm great.
All right. Well, we got a chance for you to win $1,000 cash today. It's 5 questions, 30 seconds. You're going to go first. Angie will leave the room. She'll come back, answer the same questions. Get more correct than her. We toss you $1,000. Let's start by saying bye to Angie. Bye, Angie.
Bye.
Time starts as soon as I finish asking this first question. Chase, this Mix 106 singer has tested positive for COVID and may not be able to perform on Saturday Night Live this weekend.
Oh, no.
You can pass if you don't know.
Yeah, let's pass.
All right, James Michael Tyler played a barista on this TV sitcom.
Who?
James Michael Tyler played a barista on this TV sitcom.
Oh, my goodness. I have no clue.
This friend of
Yep.
Paul Walker's walked his daughter down the aisle at her wedding in his stead. It rhymes with Schmim Schmieshel. Schmim Schmieshel? All right, that's going to be time.
I don't know.
Let's get Angie back in here and see how she does. Angie, welcome back.
Hello.
It's Angie versus Chase. Chase had a rough go at it, but listen, Chase, this is your first time. I understand that it could be a little bit hectic, but don't give up yet. For all we know, Angie could get negative answers. Here we go, Angie. This Mix 106 singer is tested positive for COVID and may not be able to perform on Saturday Night Live this weekend.
Ed Sheeran.
James Michael Tyler played a barista on this TV sitcom.
Friends.
This friend of Paul Walker's walked his daughter down the aisle at her wedding in his stead.
Vin Diesel.
This Stay and Without You singer says the first song he ever wrote was about the MTV series Pimp My Ride.
The Kid Leroy.
Ed Sheeran was referred to as a big mouth by this iconic British rock star.
Elton John.
All right, let's go back through these. It's Chase in Adrian, Oregon versus Angie. And this Mix 106 singers tested positive for COVID and may not be able to perform on Saturday Night Live this weekend. That'd be Ed Sheeran. Angie got that one correct. James Michael Tyler played a barista on this TV sitcom. Friends, he's a gentleman. Do you still call him a barista?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if there was a male version of that.
Oh,
This is
no.
what I was asking.
That's just barista.
James Michael Tyler passed away over the weekend at 59 years old after his battle with, I believe, brain cancer. Was that right?
I can't remember.
I know it was cancer, but yeah.
I know Jennifer Aniston posted a tribute to him on her
You know what they
Instagram.
all did?
Oh, yeah?
Which was really nice. And they're all a little bit different, too, but I thought that was really kind that they all posted. This friend of Paul Walker's walked his daughter down the aisle at her wedding. In his stead, that would be Vin Diesel. Angie got that one correct. So far, Angie's got the first 3 correct. Chase, we got a goose egg for you, all right? This Day and Without You singer says the first song he ever wrote was about the MTV series Pimp My Ride. That'd be the Kid Laroi, who we just played his song. The Kid Laroi started writing songs at 6 years old, but what was the apple of his eye when he was 6? Pimp My Ride.
I need to hear this song. So, like, he needs to release that.
Pimp My Ride. I don't know what he sounded like at 6, but...
I need you to pimp my ride.
I need speakers. I need rims. I need lights that can dim. Ed Sheeran was referred to as a big mouth by this iconic British rock star. That'd be Elton John. And what he's talking about is Ed Sheeran leaking that they were doing a Christmas song together. He says it's supposed to be on the Hush Hush, and everybody was like, yeah, we all agree. And then this big mouth, Ed Sheeran, he said it playfully. He's not mad at Ed.
Oh, okay.
A rough week for Ed, right?
You know what? It is rough when you're a celebrity, but you have a big mouth. Like Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man.
He's got a big
He
mouth?
always gets in trouble. Yeah, he has leaked spoilers on accident before. So when he does a Marvel movie, they purposefully sometimes give him fake scripts and don't tell him what's going to happen because they're worried he's going to spill the beans in an interview.
Come on, Tom Holland.
So great.
5 for Angie. I got none for you. I'm sorry, Chase in Adrian, Oregon. But I do invite you. Now you know how it works. I do invite you to come back and try again, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in today and playing the
Nerdy Pop Quiz.
Mix 106, Boise's Best Mix, Moug and Angie Mornings. All right, so 35 is when you start to become old. And listen, I know older people probably are like, you're in your 30s and you feel old. But please don't invalidate me, okay? I'm starting to feel a little rough around the edges.
What happened?
A
Why
little
do you
worn
feel
and
this way?
Tattered. So,
Tattered?
Something happened this weekend, Angie.
Okay.
I
couldn't get the engine started.
No, that wasn't it.
Oh.
So we're hanging out at home Friday, and Stacy says, you want to go see the movie Dune? We have the Regal, monthly subscription pass.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of have to go a couple of times a month to make the movies worth it.
Right.
Because they just keep taking money. So I was like, oh, not tonight. What about tomorrow? And she was like, all right. So we decided to go see the movie over at Regal Edwards, Boise, the one on Overland Road or whatever. And
by Legends?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Over by Legends. So, and right by Legends because we wanted to see it in IMAX.
Oh, okay.
So we get over there. We're running late, so we run into the theater, and we get seated and stuff. And luckily, nowadays, when you go see a movie, there's an hour of previews of trailers for other movies.
That's the best part.
No, but it is seriously, it's 30 minutes at least.
That's good.
Really? That's a very long time.
First of all, I like to know what's coming up. Second of all, I am always late, so I need that 30 minutes as a buffer.
Here I am at 35 years old in 1 month, and I'm already a little stressed because we're going to see the movie Dune with Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet, Jason Momoa's in it, and some others. I'm already stressed because it's 2.5 hours long, and I'm like, how many times am I going to have to get up and pee in this thing?
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So I'm already thinking in those terms.
Yeah.
Old. It's a packed theater. Luckily, we ended up on the edge of the aisle, so I'm like, well, this is good if I got to get up. So anyway, we're watching this movie, and it's in IMAX. And I'll tell you first, Stacy was more excited. I hadn't even seen the trailer for this.
Oh, okay.
She just had heard it was good, and she was excited to see it. And, to me, it very much is just like a sci-fi movie.
Right.
And we're watching this movie in IMAX, and I know that's the reason you go to IMAX, is for the crystal clear sound.
Yeah.
But it's so loud. I mean, Angie... out of nowhere all the time, it's screaming. Everybody's screaming in this movie. And if you ask me what was happening, I don't know. Just stuff is happening. Loud, scary things are happening constantly. And it's hard to even follow the plot line of these movies because I feel like you have to have some sort of background knowledge coming into this disaster. And it's like, here's a thing, here's another thing. I hope you can connect these two things. And by the way, the thing that happened in the middle, you're going to need that later in the movie. And this is just so much. And so at one point, Stacy was like, I need a drink. I want to go get a drink. And I was like, I'll go for you. the movie was fine, but it was nice to take a break from the loudness and the brightness. At one point, there was a lull where the movie was dark for a good, significant period of time, maybe 15 minutes. And then they walked back outside in the sun, and I was like, oh, my eyes! It hurt my eyes. And I'm looking around the rest of the theater to see if everybody else is squinting the way I am, and they're not. And I realized I'm 35, and damn it, I'm getting old.
Let me tell you, this entire story sounded like I was listening to my husband's dad, who's 58. So.
Oh, yeah. I might as well be 58. Yeah, and then the movie ended, and I was like, oh, good, now I got to pee again. Because I'm 90.
Yep.
Yeah, it just is. And I don't know if it's just that I don't think I've ever really been into these types of movies. I'm not like the Marvel person. I'm not the whatever sci-fi universe this takes place in.
Here, I have a question, though. Were there kids loitering outside and you yelled at them to get off the sidewalk?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
actually.
so you're not super old yet.
Yeah, I didn't care about any of the kids.
Mix 106. This is Moug and Angie morning.
I love it.
Here's Angie with the tea.
Ryan Gosling is going to be the Ken to Margot Robbie's Barbie. In the live-action Barbie movie, Warner Brothers is doing it. And she was already signed on, Margot Robbie, and now he's in the final negotiations. And so this will be the hottest on-screen couple in the history of on-screen couples. I mean, the amount of attractiveness and also talent.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Yeah, a lot of times you can look at certain good-looking people and go, oh, they only got that job because they're good-looking.
Right.
But then when they're good-looking and talented, GTFO.
You just feel so bad about yourself.
Yeah.
I hope, though, that they have chemistry, because sometimes it doesn't matter how hot the superstars are. If they don't have chemistry, then it ruins it. But I feel like if Ryan Gosling can make chemistry happen with Emma Stone, then I think he can make chemistry happen with anyone.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. And I think this is going to be great. I was thinking, though, people who are, and I'm probably going to get stabbed for saying this.
Okay.
People whose looks outweigh their talent, Colin Jost. I don't think he's that funny.
I don't think he's that attractive.
Really?
No.
Then why is he in that job? I was talking to Stacey about this last night. He obviously he's done more. He's officially done more Weekend Updates than Seth Meyers did.
Yes.
And she was like, I think it's just because he's like cute,
Well, he's a writer for the show in general. He doesn't only do Weekend Update.
Right.
So who's to say like what sketches we've seen that are really funny that Colin Jost wrote? But maybe he himself on Weekend Update isn't the funniest, and that's why they have him paired with Michael Che.
Okay. But we can acknowledge that he's not exactly hilarious.
No. He's not exactly hilarious, but it might be just him.
Stacey, my wife, is all on board on this Colin Jost thing.
She likes him a
She's
lot?
like, he should replace Seth Meyers. He should do a late night show. I'm like, oh, you got a thing for Colin Jost.
No, Colin Jost doesn't have what it takes to be a late night host. I think he's too meek.
Too meek, huh?
Yeah. He's just kind of like, okay. And he kind of breaks character a lot.
Oh, yeah. He's always kind of laughing.
Yeah. Anyway, Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie. I can't wait till that comes out.
Sorry for the tangent there.
George Lopez is returning to TV with a sitcom called Lopez versus Lopez. So obviously he had the George Lopez show back in the day. Oh, gosh, to say that it was back in the day, but it kind of is. It was like 2002 or something.
Yeah, through like 2010, something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's been a long time at this point.
Oh, man. Well, now he's coming back, and it's centered around a working class family, and it's a comedy about dysfunction and reconnection and all the pain and joy in between. But it'll also star his real life daughter. Her name is Mayan, and so I guess that's where the Lopez versus Lopez comes from. They probably butt heads. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
But I want to check it out. I always thought the George Lopez show was funny, and I think he's funny.
Yeah, I think he's funny. You know what? I like George Lopez, and I think that this series will happen.
Yeah.
And I think down the road, if this isn't it, there's going to be another one where he's an old man who has to move back in with his daughter. Kind of a thing.
Yeah. I wonder though, his real life daughter, how she feels about the fact that her mother donated her kidney to him and then he divorced her.
I mean, that's rough.
That's rough. I wonder if they have like discussions about that.
Yeah, here's a kidney. But also, if you're not in love with somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's rough.
That's so rough. Ed Sheeran, also rough, tested positive for COVID.
Oh, Ed.
And it's like the worst possible time because he has all of this press all week because his album is releasing on Friday.
Equals is the name of it.
Equals, yes. And then he's supposed to perform on SNL on Saturday, but he's got COVID. And at SNL, they're really strict with their precautions.
Yeah,
on COVID.
I think they're past the. I think we're all past the Zoom being cute thing. Like,
right.
I don't think they're going to have.
And so he said that he was going to do as many interviews and performances and stuff as virtually as possible from his home. But like,
so if everybody else cancels on him, can we get Ed Sheeran on Zoom?
oh my gosh, can we? Or if not, who's that lookalike doppelganger he has? That's what he needs to do is ask that guy to go to SNL and just lip sync.
That would be funny.
Yeah, if Ashley Simpson did it. Then this rando that looks like Ed Sheeran could do it.
Ed Sheeran's doppelganger. If you haven't seen it yet, give it a Google. I mean, this guy is Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, it's
I don't know what
wild.
his singing voice is like, but I mean,
he could Milli Vanilli it.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Absolutely.
I'm Angie Morales, and that's the tea brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Follow Moug, Angie, and the whole crew at Moug and Angie. Mix 106.